Hi, it's Sara Levin, the Artful Inker here, and I am here today to show you card 2 in my 10 days of Christmas cards. Today we'll be using Making Spirits Bright. We're going to use this cute stamp down here in the corner that has the holly and the candy cane in it. So let's get started with our stamping. I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White for the focal image, and the first thing that I'm going to do is take one of these small Post-its and mask off most of the sentiment here. And the reason that I'm going to do that is I want to be able to stamp in 2 different colors. So I'm going to use my memento pad here on the main part of the image, and then I will pull up my Post-it, and I'm going to very carefully use my old olive ink pad to get in here on the sentiment. Let me come back. I see one little place over here that I missed with my memento, and we're ready to stamp. So down it goes. There you go. Perfect. And I have my 2.5-inch circle punch, and I'm going to use that and punch the focal image. And then, of course, since it's an outline, it's perfect for pulling in some of the blendabilities. So let me see if I can color without getting my head in the way. I'm going to use the medium cherry cobbler for the candy cane, and just color in these little stripes, giving them a little just flick. Lay that. And then I'm going to use the darkest down here on the berries so that we have a little contrast. And I'm going to use the medium and the dark in the old olive for the leaves. Now you do have to be careful when you pull these off. Get a little bit of a splatter if they're nice and juicy and new. So I like to go in first with a little bit of my lighter color, and then just flick in a little bit of the dark and blend that out. And I'm going to come in then with my color lifter, which is really blends, and move some of that color right on out to the edge so I get my highlight. Okay, let's do that again on this leaf. I'm going to go with my medium color here, flick in just a little bit of the dark, come back with a little more medium, and then finally the color lifter, and move some of that color right on over here to the edge. Okay, get some nice shading there on the leaves. And then I think perhaps that, let me put this down and close it properly. I think perhaps I'm going to use my lightest in the cherry cobbler. Let me do this without flicking ink, and my color lifter down here on the bow. And we want to create a little highlight in there. Come in darker here, and come here and here. I'm going to move a little bit of ink up into these ends, If you layer the color over itself, there you go. Okay, so our focal image is done, and now we need the rest of the card. Let me move the blendabilities out of the way, and I'll set my focal image to the side. Need my big shot next, and I'm going to use the banners framelits. I want to use the largest banner in the framelit set, and I'm going to cut a piece of cherry cobbler. Let me move this over just a smidge. Put on the top plate here. I'm using my magnetic platform underneath. It is fabulous for keeping the framelits from moving. Okay. And here I have my banner. Okay. And let me just grab my other platform because we're going to emboss this piece with the Distressed Dots embossing folder. So let's slide this through here and put this in the folder. Okay. And again, one plate and the embossing folder. And sorry about the bounce, everybody. And the second plate, and roll it through. Okay. And let's move the big shot out of the way. We're through with that. And I'm just going to adjust here for my bounce. Now, I have my distressed banner. And I'm just going to sweep a little bit of gold ink across the top of those dots. I love a little blingy look, but I don't want just swipe. Okay, let me come down here and gently swipe. Okay, and a little bit at the top yet. I've got some blank spots. Okay, and there we have it. So now I need my card base, and we're almost ready to assemble. I'm going to use an old olive card base. First I want to use my Stampin' Trimmer and the scoring blade to score my old olive base. Make sure I've gotten it straight. Okay. And then I think this needs just a little bit of ribbon. I'm going to put a piece of fast fuse on the back here to hold my ribbon while I'm tying it. Let's see, that looks good. Just a little tie. Am I up here in the frame? Yes, there we go. And I've just done kind of a square knot here. Let me cut the end, and then I'll come back and make it nice. Okay, so I want a little V in the end, so I double it over and give it a cut. And the same thing here. I'm just going to hold it in half and give it a cut. And I've got both of my ends V'd now. Let me give it a smidge of adjustment. Yep, you get the idea. Okay, so now time to assemble. My banner needs some dimensionals. So let's pull off 4, 3. Oh, got 3 fingers. I don't know that I can do 4 with one time. So one more. Put the dimensionals out of the way. Sorry, finger's not quite working with pulling the backing off of these. Stick it down. Well, that's pretty just as it is, but we're still going to add the piece that we started with at the beginning from Mingle All the Way. It needs a couple of dimensionals. Peel the backing off those and slide this so it's tucked right in there. Okay, and there you have it. Card 2 from my 10 days of Christmas cards using Mingle All the Way. Thanks for stopping by. This was The Artful Inker from theartfulinker.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and then click on the link to my blog. Thanks. Have a great day.